Hello, good morning, good noon, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to GUNPLA Show. And today we'll have your very requests, the comparison of the Jupitive Gundam from Bandai and Daban. So before we go to our comparison, can you guess which is the Daban and which is the Bandai right here? Is this the Bandai or the Daban or this one? Can you guess? Okay, so the Daban here is right here and our Bandai is right here. Okay, so the same as usual, we will compare them parts by parts from head to toe and the backpack and the additional accessories, and we'll focus on its aesthetics and design for the comparison. Okay, so if you want to know about the mobility or about the articulation of this unit, you can have watch my video or my vlog about the Daban's full review, Jupitive Gundam, and also the Bandai's full review. Okay, so let's go and let's start the comparison by parts. Let's go. Okay, so now we'll have the first part, which is the head. So again, we will focus on the aesthetics and designs for the comparison. So again, this is your Daban and this is your Bandai. So the same as usual and the same with other molds, the core Gundam 1's head of the Daban has this kind of details right here, which is not so deep and not so accurate, not like with your Bandai right here. That's the reason it's very easy to tell where is the Daban and where is the Bandai head right here, right now. As you can see here in your Bandai, you can have these details, a very nice accurate details right here at the side of the ear, the ear light, which is, I think this is the Vulcan. And then one thing that I also see, I think it's not so obvious in the camera, the lining here, or the panel line opportunity right here in the mouthpiece of the GUNPLA, or the mask right here of Jupitive Gundam, is very accurate and very straight, and I think there's no distortion of the line. Not the same with your Daban, which there's something a little bit of not so straight, and if you will look it closely and or on personal or in the actual unit itself, you can see really the difference of the line right here, especially here. But at the far side, it's okay. But if you will focus on it, you can really see the difference of the lines at the mouthpiece. Okay, and also here at the side of this line also, the Bandai is not so deep, but here in your Daban, it's really deep and very large gap right here. A really large gap for panel line opportunity right here. Okay, for the VFin, for the additional VFin, so I saw something right here. The panel opportunity here at the center of this additional VFin right here of the Bandai is longer and very straight. But here in your Daban, a little bit at the left side. And also, it's not thin, it's a little bit bigger than the Bandai right here. And then also, I would like to tell you that in Bandai, I use stickers for the eyes. But here in your Daban, I use only the Gundam marker green and the panel line accent of the Tamiya for the black colors for the round of the eyes. Because as I will show you here, the stickers is not at the accurate cuttings right here, as you can see, for the eyes. So that's why I never use stickers for the head unit, but I use the stickers for the other parts. Okay, so also at the front of the forehead camera right here, I use also for the Gundam markers, but on your Bandai I use the stickers. So let's go at the other side. Let's see if there are some difference also. Okay, so as you can see right here, I put some panel line right here for your Bandai, but your Daban, I didn't apply a panel line right here, but they have the same spaces right here at the side, which is it's a same line. Okay, but for the Bandai, I use a panel line for that. Okay, so let's go for the other side or at the back of the unit. So as you can see, there is color black. That is for the panel line. I colored that in black, but here in your Daban, I didn't put some black right here, but the same, I put some panel lines over this part. And also the line right here for your Bandai is very straight. Okay, here in your Daban, there's a little bit of distortion right here. As you can see, I think you can see it. Okay, so that's it. And the other side. Okay, so nothing. So as you can see, I will also have the comparison for the sticker and the Gundam marker right here. So the Gundam marker in metallic green is reflective, but not as vibrant reflective for the Gundam sticker from Bandai. So that's it for the comparison for the head of the Jupitive Gundam. So let's go for the next part. Okay, so now we'll have the torso, and I just included the beam saber handles at the back because it is already attached. Okay, so these are the torso of the Jupitive Gundam. So let's start the comparison. Okay, so the first thing that you will really see is the vibrancy of the clear parts of the Bandai right here, which is really reflective than the transparent green right here, or the clear green right here of the chest part of the Daban, which is it's not just a little bit dull, but it's really dull. The dullness of that green is very dull. Okay, but here in your Bandai, it's very reflective, and it's really like a jewel or a gem right here. So it's very nice. So that's one of the big difference of the Bandai and the Daban right here. Here in the upper part of the shoulder right here. Okay, so as you can see, there is a little bit of space right here for your Bandai, but right here in your Daban, there's no line. It's a little bit connected until the last part. That's why there is a line right here, or a panel line opportunity going down right there. So that's not like with your Bandai, which has this space right here. So you can really see the separation of the parts of the upper part right here, and then here at the chest. So the white right here, this one, nothing, it's the same. A little bit of sharpness of the edges of the Bandai, but here in your Daban, it's a little bit rounded, not so sharp. Okay, but still it's okay. So now let's go to the other side. If we can still see some differences. Okay, so that's it. So it's not different, it's the same. Okay, so the part right here is also the same. The colors, the pinkish and something reddish color of the Bandai right here is a little bit stronger than the pinkish and reddish color of the Daban right here. So there's a little bit dull color of the Daban. Okay, so at the back, let's see if there's still some differences. Okay, so as you can see right there, okay, I think you cannot see it. Let me focus all the light right here. So here in your Daban rather, you can see this something lines. I think that's from the mold of the Daban of this backpack right here, but here in your Bandai, it's very smooth. Nothing, you can see lines right here, it's straight and it's very nice. Okay, so the gray part also of the Bandai is very gray, but here in your Daban, a little bit bluish gray. Okay, so that's it for that side. So let's go for the other side. Let's see if there's still some differences. Okay, I think it's the same with the other side also. So let's go back at the front. And one of the great differences also right here is the neon color. I know they are like the same, but in personal, the neon color of the Bandai is again a little bit stronger neon color than your Daban. Okay, and also the fittings. So let's add, because it will add for the aesthetics also. The part right here at the chest, this yellow green or this neon color yellow green right here, is more on the inside part than your Daban, which is bulging out right here. I already put all the parts inside, so I think that's really it. As you can see here, the part here of the yellow is lining with this white right here, but here in your Daban, it's bulging out. Okay, it's out, it's not lining, so we still have some space right here that we can put our beam saber effect right there. Okay, so that's one of the difference of the Bandai's torso and the Daban's torso for Jupitive Gundam. And another one, this part right here, this something armored in the neck. There's space the same with the other core Gundam from Daban, which is this part right here is a little bit high than your Bandai right here. I know, I think I can still push this thing more down, but that's it. I think you just need to file or sand some part right there at the bottom so that you can push it more right there, so it will go more down right there, so that this gem right here, this color green right there, will be level at this part right here, the same with your Bandai. So that's the difference or the comparison of the torso of the Jupitive Gundam of Bandai and the Jupitive Gundam of Daban. So now let's go to the next part. Okay, so now we'll have the arms and also some of that additional attachment of the arms, the shoulders, and the hands. Okay, so now let's go first at the shoulder right here. So now let's have these aesthetics. So as we can see right here, that the panel line right here of the Bandai is a little bit thicker than this here on your Daban. So that's one of the difference of the shoulders. Okay, so but then right here, there, here, and here, the Daban is a little bit thicker than your Bandai. But here, the Bandai has this panel line which is connected to this until there. But here in your Daban, it's not connected at all. I don't know if you can really see it on the monitor, but for me, I can really observe it and really see it that it's not connected. Okay, so right here, this shape right here is also the same with your Bandai, so no problem. Okay, so now let's go to the other side, because here and right here in your Daban and Bandai, they are the same. Okay, so right there we can see now the Daban and the Bandai's right side of your arms and shoulders and the additional attachment also. So you can see here in your Bandai, I put some panel line right here and also here at the of the hand. Also have right one here. And I already told you on our full review that the hands of the Daban is not the Daban's hand right here, because I use the Allos, the extra Allos Earth 3 hand right here. So this hand is a Bandai. Let me show you the hand of the Daban, which is distorted, mismold. This is the hand of the Daban, okay, which is the right color, and also it's not mismold, but one here is, this is the mismold right here, which there is no connection right there. As you can see, it's not connected. There should be some part here that can connect in this, on this peg right there. Okay, so that's why I just use some of the extra hands of the Allos Earth 3 so that we can use the hand of the Jupitive Gundam. Okay, so let's go back to the comparison. So the same shape, the same details right here, nothing right there. I just put some panel lines over there, but the same right here, the shape is still the same. So now let's go for the additional accessories right here, which is, this is a cannon or a gun for the Jupitive Gundam. So it's the same, nothing more difference for the shape. It's the same. The panel opportunities right here for the Bandai is, it's very accurate, the same shape here and right there. And also we have a panel opportunity which is a little bit thicker for the Bandai than your Daban. And then another one that I see, which is very different right here, is this part inside. I don't know, it's very observable on your monitor. Right here on your Bandai, it's circle, but it has some points right here, here, and here. Then it will be connected here. So, okay, so here it's very obvious. But in your Daban, it's just like a circle, a rounded one, and no points right there at the sides of those circles like the Bandai. Okay? So that's it. And yep, another one right here, which is the panel opportunity right here, is a little bit thin than your Bandai, which is the Bandai sticker. And that's okay. So let's go to the other side or the back of the shoulder so that we can see what are the difference. Okay, so right there we can see, so it's still the same difference from the front of your shoulder, so nothing else. Okay, so now let's go at the other side again, so we can observe if there's still some difference for the Bandai and the Daban. So I think it's okay, there it is. The same with the other Daban's core Gundam units. The shoulders right here, there's no line from here until here, not like with your Daban right here, which there is a panel line opportunity for that. As you can see, that line and from the top until down here. But your Daban, there's none. Okay, so that's one of the difference. So, and then right here, Bandai's detail right here is more thicker than the Daban right here, which I don't put some of the panel lines right here. Maybe I forgot the thing, but it's okay. Again, it's thicker in Bandai and thinner on your Daban. So I think that's the comparison for the hand, the shoulders, and the additional attachment of the Daban and the Bandai's part here. Okay, so that's it. Now let's go to our next part. Okay, so now we'll have the waist part of the Jupitive Gundams Bandai and Daban. So, first, I would like to show you that there is a mismold right here, or I think it's not a mismold, it's a residue of the mold right here. It's not a smooth molding right here. There is some extra plastic that is bulging here, so I think that's for the molding. Okay, so it's not a difference, maybe. Okay, so one of the most obvious difference right here, which is as usual for a core Gundam from Daban, is that the skirt right here, which you can see right there in your Bandai, there is an panel and opportunity right here, but right here in your Daban there is none. Okay, the same as the other core Gundam, okay, of the Daban. But the panel and opportunity right here is the same with your Bandai, and right here, this detail right here at the side of the skirt is a little bit larger or thicker than your Bandai. So the Bandai here has a thinner panel and opportunity right here. Okay, so in this front part here at the waist, I put some panel line right there in your Bandai, but in your Daban there's none. But you can still see it that the Bandai has a larger or thicker panel line opportunity right here than your Daban. And also they have the same mold right here for this part, but the positioning is a little bit different. Okay, so as you can see right here in your Bandai, this part right here, which is has a panel opportunity, the line right here is closer to this part, the red part right there. But in your Daban, as you can see, there is a large space for that. Okay, so that's one of the big difference right here for the Daban and the Bandai. Okay, so you can see it, you can really observe it. So that's one. So now let's go to the other side. Okay, at the side there's nothing, it's still the same for them. Okay, so the details are the same. So let's go at the back, let's see if there is some difference. Okay, so As you can see right here, I put more panel line right here of your Bandai than your Daban, and it's a little bit messy. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, so the panel line right here in your Bandai is the same with your Daban, and it's not thick, it's not thin, it's the same. Okay, it's the same panel line opportunity right there. So the detail for the surface of the back skirt is the same with your Bandai and Daban. So I think it's also the same at the side. There's nothing difference. Okay, so let's go back at the front. So again, they are the same, and there's a little bit of difference for them. Okay, just this part right here and right here. The colors, I already told you the difference of the colors. The red, which is the reddish pink right here, is the reddish pink of the Bandai is stronger than your Daban, and also the neon color for that yellow green right there is more stronger than your Daban right here. Okay, so that's it. So now let's go to the next part. Okay, so now let's go for the feet, the legs, the thighs also. Okay, so this is the Daban, this is the Bandai, and the first thing that I really see and the difference for them is the color of those gray, which is in your Bandai it's really gray right here, but your Daban right here it's bluish gray, a little bit of dark violet vibe also. Okay, so that's one of the difference for them. So now let's go to the panel and opportunities. So as you can see here in your Bandai, it's really sharp on the edges of the panel and opportunity, but here in your Daban it's rounded, and as I remember it's the same detail for some other core Gundam units from the Daban also. So right here, the panel and opportunity here of your Bandai is okay. The same also with here, but I didn't put some of that black right there because I don't have much time. Okay, so right here again, your Bandai is edgy on that panel line opportunity and very nice, but here in your Daban a little bit rounded for that. And here I have also some dark panel lines right there inside, but here I don't put because of the lack of time. Okay, then right here there is a detail right here which is in your Bandai. It's not sharp, but it's a little deep. It's deeper than here in your Daban. It's very shallow in the details right here, but it's okay because it's in color, it's in a darker color, so it's okay. Here in your Bandai it's very nice and it's very defined, all those panel line opportunity right here. It's very sharp at the edges, but here in your Daban it's a little bit it's not a mismold, it's not a distortion, but it's not rounded, it's not also edgy, it's not just feeling right for this part right here. Okay, but still, if you will just fold that of black panel line right here, I think it will just cover the imperfections. Okay, so right here again in your Bandai it's edgy, in your Daban is rounded. So some of the details right here in your Bandai which is edgy, on your Daban is very rounded. Okay, and right here also here in your Bandai the details right here is thinner than your Daban. This part right here is very large. This deep detail right here is very large. That's it for the front part. Now let's go at the side. Let's see if there's still some difference. So right here in your Bandai I put some paneling on inside of that joint right there, and also put some panel lines over here within this separation of part right here. But in your Daban I didn't put it, but there is still a panel line opportunity, but it's not that so deep that the line or the panel line that you will put right here you will mark. So I think you need to put some your own panel line right here, okay, using your hobby knife or using something that can curve something right here so that it will be more deeper, so that the panel line color or the panel line paint you will put right here will go deeper right there. Okay, so the same edgy panel line detail right here, but in your Daban is rounded, Right here, it's also the same. Okay, so right there is the same also. So now let's go at the back if there is still some of the difference. Okay, so right here, okay, so in your Bandai there is a panel line right here. Right here, I didn't put some panel line accent on that part, but they have the same detail, so it's okay. Right here at the back, they have also some of the same details, so I think at the back they are the same. Okay, so now let's go to the next part, and as I know, they are the same other part which we already tackled about. Now let's go at the front, back at the front, and that's it. Okay, so now let's go to the next part. Okay, so next is the rifle of the Jupitive Gundam right here, and the first that we can really notice is that the color. Okay, so the color of the Bandai right here is very gray, but here in your Daban is a little bit gray, blue, gray, or a dark violet vibe right here. Okay, so the stickers that I use for this is only at the sight right here at the front. Okay, so no need to see that. So let's have now the details. So in your Bandai, I panel-lined those panel-lined opportunity for your rifle, but here in your Daban, I just let those panel-line opportunity blank, but still we can see the difference right here. So the general difference for these two is that the panel opportunity of the rifle for the Bandai is very sharp and very edgy. Okay, it's very edgy and very sharp, but here in your Daban is very rounded sides and not so deep and sharp panel line opportunity, especially here at the handle, which you can see here in your Bandai right here, which is very thin and sharp, but here in your Daban is a little bit thicker, not large but just thicker, and also not so deep. Okay, but if you will put some of your panel line accent right there, you can still put it and you can still see the details, but again, it's not so edgy and it's very rounded for those edge. Okay, so that's it for the rifle. I know it's still the same at the back part or at the other part, so I think we will just see here at the front of that rifle if they have the same front. Okay, and I think they have, but your Bandai is really good at this detail right there. Let me focus it. As you can see there, it's very deep. Okay, very defined details in that part, but here in your Daban, and one of the difference also is that the little rectangles right here, it's rectangle, right? Yep, little rectangles right here, these 4 rectangles, they are they have space, but just a little bit of that. If you're far, it's like they're connected, but here in your Daban, you can see there that they have a large gap at each rectangle right here. Yep, and again, it's not edgy, it's very rounded. It's very rounded. Those rectangles right there have very rounded edge. Okay, so that's it for the rifle. Now let's go for the next part. Okay, so next is the backpack, and again, the same when it is in these dark colors, the same differences, which is the color, and that this is the Bandai, which is very dark, which is very gray, but here again a bluish gray or something violet vibes right here. Okay, so let's go for those panel line opportunities, and here in your Bandai I've put some of the panel line accents right there. They have the same details, but then again and again and again, the details for the panel line opportunity for the Daban is not so sharp, not like with your Bandai. Okay, and another one right here, and I think this is a little bit advantage for the Daban. Okay, so yep, it's a little bit advantage for the Daban, because as you can see right there, right here, you can see this part right here. It's in the Bandai, it's not complete, it's just right there and in that part, but here in your Daban, you can see here that it's complete already. They put and make that part more, or make the details more deeper. So you can see here that there is some panel line opportunity for that. So there is a dimension. But in your Bandai, maybe they ignore this part. Okay, as you can see, so I put just this kind of panel line accent right here because that's it. That's it, nothing. Okay, so let's go to the other side. Maybe we can see more of the difference. And yep. So the same. So it's not really defined detail for the Bandai, but here in your Daban, they really put that effort to continue that detail. Okay, so the same also, not round, it's not edgy, it's still rounded for the panel line accents or panel line opportunities. Okay, now let's go to this side, or at the very back of the backpack. So the same again, your Bandai has a very sharp details than your Daban. Okay, but the positioning of all those details are still the same. So here in your Bandai and your Daban, the same positioning for the panel line opportunities for that part, and the details is in the same place. Okay, so that's the difference of the backpack of Jupitive Gundam and the Jupitive Gundam of Bandai and Daban. So next part. Okay, so last but not the least are the effect parts of your Jupitive Gundam, both Daban and Bandai. And also the stands are included, both of the brand. Okay, so this is your Bandai and this is your Daban. So as you can see right here, that the Bandai is very nice. It's very clear, which it's like the light is coming through it. So it's very nice. And also it's really you can really say that it's a clear part. Okay, but so the same with the gem of the core Gundam, which is very dull. The effect parts right here for this shield, okay, for the shield is also a little bit dull also, not like with your Bandai, which is very clear right here. So you can really see that the light is also coming through it, but there you can see the details of those lines because of the not so clear of this part, and it's a little bit really dull of it. It's a little bit dull, okay, than comparing for your Bandai right here. Okay, so the same also with the stand. So the stand also, it's not so clear, a little bit dull, or so it's like a smoky effect. Okay, not like with your Bandai, which is if you say clear, it's really clear. It's a clear blue, it's a clear pink, but here it's like a smoke clear pink and a smoke clear blue. Okay, so that's it. And I only include this part right here, which is from the backpack, because that's the part which you can put your effect parts right here. So as you can see it, okay, at the edge of the side, you can really see that it's not so clear. You can really see that it's like solid pink right here, not like with your Bandai right here that you can see it's a really clear pink effect parts. Okay, you can really see the difference right there. So that's it. So now let's combine it again, and let's have again the Jupitive Gundam, both Bandai and Daban. Okay, so that is the comparison of the Jupitive Gundam in Bandai and Daban. Okay, so there is some cons in your Daban, but the pros of that is that it's very cheap, very cheap, because as I remember, the Jupitive Gundam in Bandai, it costs I think it's 900 to 1,200 pesos here in the Philippines, but the Daban, you can only bought that for 300 pesos to 400 pesos. So that's the range of the price of that here in the Philippines. So it's very cheap. So it depends on you of what kit you will buy. It can be the Daban or the Bandai. Okay, so again, the decision is all yours. So I just show you the difference so that you can see some of the differences of the Bandai and the Daban. So for the pros and cons of the articulation and fittings, the Daban has a little bit issue of fittings, just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, for the Bandai, there are some loose parts. Okay, so for the Daban, it's tight parts, but then your Bandai, some loose parts, especially on the shoulder part. Okay, so, and maybe there are some loose parts for that, because as you know that these core Gundam are customable, which you can detach some of the armors and change some armors from the different core Gundams or the different planetary system of Hiroto's mobile suit. So that's why it's a little bit loose, but just be careful of detaching and attaching some of those parts, because again, it's a little bit loose, and it's part of the review of my Jupitive Gundam from Bandai, and I will drop the link at the description for both the Jupitive Gundams, Bandai and Daban's full review. Okay, so there is a link down there so that you can have it, so you can check it for the full review. Okay, so again, that's the comparison. I hope it helps you decide which one you will buy. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and please hit that notification bell so that you'll be informed for my next video. Okay, so the next vlog, I think it will be the building of the Saturn X Gundam. Okay, because I will build first the Bandai, and then I will also do some of the Saturn X Daban, because as I know, it was released already, so I should build it faster so that I can make another review for that, for you to have another comparison. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Jake De La Paz signing off. GUNPLA Show signing off. Bye bye. Let's go, Jupitive. Woo!